What's up YouTube, Dave here for Zephyr Wargames with Joe, and he's bringing you a very, very, very exciting deck profile, a very early deck profile. This is the TCG OCG DDD deck profile. So basically, this is what the DDD deck profile could look like when we get the DDD structure deck in January. So just to give you guys a foresight of what the deck could be like, what you should be hunting from the starter decks, what you need, and he'll also do an individual combo video that I'll put out after this video, and I'll put it in the link in the description below just so you can see what the deck can do, because there is a very, very, very dirty play, like I said before, where they can end the board with a Sig-free to spell and trap negation, a Crystal Wing, and even worse, they could probably end up bringing out a Hope Harbinger. So without further ado, I'll let Joe continue, because he did pick up these cards in Japan when he was out there, so he's going to be able to show you what this deck can do better than anybody I know. So, Joe, without further ado, let's crack straight on. Now I'll zoom in on the map so everyone can see clearly. But yeah, whenever you're ready.
Right, so to start off with the monsters, you have your obvious 3 Magnamok. Everyone knows what he does by now. So these are the staple level 8s. So you've got 3 Magnamoks and 2 Thomas. The reason I've gone down to 2 Thomas is because I play one CEO Hell Armageddon, where he's just, basically he's just a 3k beat stick, but he has a pretty nice effect with like, which I managed to pull off once, where if another DD monster you control is destroyed, to the end of that turn he gains that monster's attack. And this can happen during either player's turn, so you can pull off something quite crazy, like you can smash a weaker DD into one of their bigger monsters, and then he gains that attack, and then he can just crush over it for more damage.
So that's one card from the structure deck, yeah?
Yeah. In this profile, if it's not English, it's what you don't get in the structure deck. As I literally just bought 3 structure decks from Japan and then put in the TCG cards that we have that they didn't come with. So that's a nice little heads up through the profile. Other than that, he's another level 8 for Thomas to summon, and he's a triple D for your other fusions and your XCs, and it being a level 8 as well for trading target.
Just as a quick disclaimer, even though, like Joe's just said, so the English cards are what don't come in the OCG version of structure deck. It could change for the TCG one, but I highly doubt Thomas would be in there. But yeah, this isn't a confirmed TCG list, this is just what wasn't in the OCG one. It's
kind of like a small little heads up, maybe a little warning, you could say.
Yeah, to pick some of these cards
if you can get it while it's nice and cheap. Next, I'm doing all the pendulums first. So we got 2 DD Savant Cophagrigus. His monster effect is that when he's summoned, he's a foolish for DDs and dark contracts. This works when he's normal or special summon. And in the pendulum zone, similar effect to the other savants where, well, some of the other savants where you can only pendulum summon DD monsters. But if you're going to get burned by a spell card, you can negate it by destroying this card. Being a Scalate in level 4, he works for other stuff in the deck, which we'll get to later. 1 DD Orthros. He's your level 4 tuner of the deck. His pendulum effect is that you can target a contract on your field. No, you can target a DD or dark contract on your field, and a spell and trap on your opponent's field and destroy them both. His monster effect is when you take damage, you can special summon this guy from your hand, but then you can't summon anything for this turn other than fiend type monsters. So he's kind of like a gauze for the deck, you could say. And then being a pendulum, he'll go to extra so you can summon it out later, which you can do a lot in this deck. Then 3 Keplers, standard, searches all your contracts.
So Kepler's one in the...
Keplers were in, because
it's Japanese. Yeah, sorry, I got confused myself
there. Next, for the non-pendulums, your obvious 3 Swirl Slimes and your 3 Necro Slimes, pretty standard. Those are also your fusions, gets your special summons off, all that kind of stuff. The deck didn't come with this, which was quite weird, but who knows, they might put it in.
Yeah, you'd like to think TCG would.
Yeah. Then your thing that everyone wants is DD Lamia, level 1 tuner, 1 for 1 target. Special effect is that you can send a DD or Dark Contract from your hand or field to special summon this girl from your hand or field. No, from your hand or grave. When you do this, she gets banished when she leaves the field. But it's just your best way to get into all your synchros, including from your formulas to your level 8s. So a must at 3. I wouldn't go any less, but unless you want to test the ban list that the OCG's got where she's at 2, you can try it out. I'll probably try it out just to make sure I can get used to everything. And then to round it all off, I play 1 DD Night Howl and 1 DD Baphomet. The reason for this is that I really think that the combo from the series is actually one of the best combos that the deck has, because it's a nice 3-card combo which I'll show in the combo guide that uses these 2 and Swirl Slime. So this is what I use. Night Howl, at the very worst, he's another DD target for your fusion plays, but he does get into your level 7 synchros quite easily. Mostly just your Gust King. And Baphomet, this is just a thing, I just don't understand why he gets the hate, because he's actually a pretty good card. It goes into your rank 4 plays, goes into your level rank 8 plays and your 7. He just opens up all the Xyzs in the extra deck, as long as you just have like more than two monsters on the board. And again, at the worst, he's just another DD target. So that's the monsters. Next for spells, 3 gates and your 2 Swamp Kings. Just everyone plays these, you gotta play these. These you can fluctuate from 2 to 1 to maybe even 3 if you want to go for a more fusion heavy build. So this is personal. This, I think you should just play at 3, you just have to play at 3. 3 Allures, hopefully this gets reprinted in the deck.
Not that we need it. Not
that we need it, but it's just another nice reprint to have. You play darks, everything in your deck is dark, so you've got to play 3 Allures. 2 Tradeins. This is a non-desires build as well, because I don't want to, like most people, to fork out so much for desires. If you have 1 copy, I've tested the TCG build, 1 copy and 1 copy still does well, but this is one without it. So I play 2 Tradeins because of it, so now I have 6 targets in the deck, so Tradeins are always live, and they're all targets that can be searched. Next we have 1 for 1, we play level 1s, now including Lamia. 1 Foolish Barrel to dump monsters into the grave that we need. 2 Wear Off now, because I've been testing this card out and it actually does pretty well. The chances of you getting a Lamia on the board is fairly consistent. And once you do that, you can just search out another one, go for more plays. You can search a Necro Slime as well, or a Kepler, just to get more search and more fusion materials. So this card's, I want to say always live, but there are times where it's not playable during that turn, but more than likely next turn this card will be live. And you can gain the life points as well, so the burn damage is not even that like a big bad drop. And the last spell I play is Pot, the new Pop. You banish a lot in this deck, especially with the Allure of Darknesses. So you got the Lamias that banish themselves, Necro Slimes that banish themselves, or slime both the slimes. Your Swamp Kings banish. So you banish tons and tons in this deck. So this card is live every game. And it's the best way to say it. You can put stuff back, even extra deck stuff as well. And then you can just get a nice little free draw of it. So I play 1 copy, and 1 copy's been doing pretty well for me. And the last is just 2 traps, the Witch and Solemn Warning, best traps you can play in terms of low amount. These can be swapped for strikes if you want, but I like the Searchable Raigeki Break from this. And Solemn Warning just hits everything in the game, so it's always a good card.
There's not really anything that expensive in that deck at the moment.
No, not really. As I said, all the cards you need are the English ones, so which is just those 3. If you want to play them, it's just those, your Tradeins. And I'm going to put this here just in case it doesn't get reprinted. So these are all the main deck stuff that you need.
So 3 starter decks, what, eight quid each, maybe?
Something like that.
On average, and then...
These you can get playsets of this. I've been getting more and more playsets of these for about £2. Tradeins just been recently reprinted. Thomas is about, you could probably get a playset for about £2.
Yeah.
If you're lucky. Werfthal's not expensive. This is just slowly going up. So I would say get this. I want to say get this first, just because, as I said, it's slowly going up. Otherwise, get these two first, because you can play the deck without Thomas. And if you do, you don't really need the Tradeins in the deck. But these are a must. You have to get these guys. And I can't say 100% yet that they're in the structure deck. If they do get said in the structure deck, I will put a message down below in the comments. Extra deck. This is where a lot of the stuff needs to get bought early. So fusions, I play 2 Genghis, 1 Arc, one of the new DDD Dragon King Beowulf, and I play 1 Wave Caesar Ragnarok. So from here, I'll point it out, these don't come and these don't come. So this one's the only one that shows up in the extra deck, in the structure deck. So Genghis, we all know, he just gets all your plays off. He's your access, one of your access to level 7 synchro plays, and with your formula level 8s. Other than that, he just gets all your boards up and big. So that's why you play him. Arc, you've got to play it at least 1. You can play at 2 if you want to, but it's not necessary anymore in terms of numbers.
Which that's the pure fact that you don't, like, obviously the main reason you put Arc on the board is to gain your life points to stop you burning.
Yeah.
Would you say because of more of the newer stuff, they negate and pop back row? Like
back row? No, nowadays with the DDDs, with the new structure deck, you tend to just play your contracts, get everything you need for that turn, and either during that turn or next turn, you'll just blow them up. Which is quite a vast difference to how we've been playing it recently, where we tend to just keep them out, get constant consistency every turn, and with the Arc, just negate the burn. But now we're kind of just like in the contract, you bouncing them or blowing them up, which is one of his abilities. So his effect is that all your DDDs do piercing damage while he's in play. And the other effect is that when you take burn damage, I'll double check this. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can destroy all spells and traps on the field. So, as I said, like, we're getting into more of like, we'll use the contracts and then just get rid of them, because we don't need them. And so he's a good example of that. So that's all the fusions. The reason I play him is just because I like, as much as big as he is at 3,000, I like to go a little bit bigger, because a lot of decks nowadays are getting a 3,000 beat stick or can go into a 3,000 beat stick. So I just like him just being a good 3,200, easy to make, and can get bigger and just get rid of more boards. So this is why I play him. For synchros, Crystal Ring, Omega, Siegfried for the level 8s.
And this is where the money comes in.
This is where literally the money comes in. So replacements for these, I'll say it now, is Scarlight if you can get it, or any Red Dragon Archfiend. So you can get Hot Red if you want to, be really budget, which is fine. And literally any other level 8 that you want to, or you can even just go for something else, like another Xyz. You could go into like any Stardust Dragon Synchro, which are pretty good for protection purposes. So literally just anything you want. You can even now go into BLs, which is another good actual option, because Lamia is obviously a dark tuner, so you can go into BLs easily. But these two I shouldn't have to explain, everyone knows what these two. Once per turn you can negate a spell or trap on the field, and when he's destroyed you gain 1,000 life points per contract you have in play. So he's really good, kind of like another Arc where you gain the life points depending on the contracts out. So any burn damage you've taken from them, you'll just get back if he goes. Being a 2/8 beat stick that can just negate spells and traps is just absolutely amazing. And he doesn't need a DD tuner, he just needs a DD non-tuner, which goes into a lot of nice little things I've been playing.
What is the exact wording on Siegfried? Have you got an English version?
I do. The exact translation is, during either player's turn, you can target spell or trap card on the field, negates effects until the next standby phase. You can only use this effect once per turn, and once per turn when it's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to grave, gain 1,000 life points per contract you control.
Cool.
If you want to know, I have some printed translations just in case. Next for the 7s, I've gone for Gust King and Moonlight Rose. Again, this can be replaced with any other level 7 you want to go for. I've been playing with Clear Wing as well, which is also a really nice synchro. But Moonlight's cheap, Black Rose you can probably get cheap now. It's been a while since I looked at Black Rose pricings. Just any other level 7 synchro. Gust King, you can even go for 2 Gust Kings if you really, really want to. You can probably find Gust Kings at a good playset price, and it's not a bad idea. More plays, he has pretty much the same effect as Flame Genghis, but kind of better and kind of not. He can only target double Ds that are level 4 below, but he activates on normal summons as well, so he's pretty good. And a 2/5 beat stick is not bad. And the last synchro I play is Formula Synchron. This can be replaced with a rank 1 Xyz if you want to. So it's like, you can just go with wherever you want, but I like the consistency and being able to go into level 8s with my Flame King. And then for the Xyz I play is Kali Yuga, Titanic, Photon Strike Bouncer, and Wave Caesar. He doesn't come in the structure deck. I just got a nice ultra rare Japanese version, so you need to get those, but he's cheap and he's getting reprinted as well. Titanic Galaxy, this can be any rank 8 you want. I just gone with the lock with Titanic, but this can be if you have one Cypher Dragon, any Galaxy Exceeds basically, because they're all rank 8s and they're all really good. So you can just go with anything you want from here. This can be a Beatrice. I played with Beatrice. I just never used Beatrice enough, and I think I have enough draw and consistency in the deck as it is to warrant Beatrice kind of null and void, because I don't need to waste 2 Genghis to go into another mill. And to get Beatrice full off, you kind of need to play another Dante extra deck monster. So I just gone with more lock potential with Strike Bouncer. He's a 2/7 beat stick, so he's even strong. You can get over a lot of stuff. And the burn damage as well can just seal games from there. And Wave Caesar is the reason I play Baphomet as well, because he can go into this really easily, and again the 3 card combo. And Wave Caesar, like, Baphomet goes into this, which is actually really good, which kind of warrants Baphomet's stats to, I think he's actually a pretty good monster, because he makes this a lot more live and he protects all your monsters and can get anything back. He's not just locked to DDDs. And when he goes to grave, he searches your contracts as well. So he's even more consistency for the deck. So that's the basis of the deck. A lot of stuff I'll talk more in the combo guide. But that's my current build. I've been playtesting this a lot, going with a lot of combos, a lot of different variants. And so there'll be a lot more, when the deck comes out, there'll be a lot more videos, variants of this deck. Fun variants, competitive variants, all that kind of stuff.
So this is most probably a future meta deck. We are hosting a regionals on the 22nd of January, which is, I think it's 3 or 2 days after these decks come out. So chances are there's going to be 101 of these decks there competing. Now, obviously you'll see more in the combo video just exactly what they can do. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you an idea of what you need to pick up, what you probably don't need to pick up, and moving towards getting this deck. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always guys, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available. We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button right in the bottom left hand corner.